may have some of the reptilian coaching in his favor that time around. Oh, but we're not seeing the reptile. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to see this dragon bare its fangs one way or another. Folks, welcome to Grand Finals here at Regular Bairs. Call sign twitch.tv/bros_Calamity to small battlefield for game number 1 between Yoda Cage and Yoshi-O.
Right now we're seeing, again, just that platform presence that both Bowser Jr. and Dark Samus, both with their up air strings, can throw out. And so far, the beneficiary of both strings will be Yoda Cage and Bowser Jr. as he has just laid down the framework for that stage control, that ever pivotal stage control that Bowser Jr. needs to get things rolling. But in the skies, different story as he uses that full extent Zair to pressure Yoda Cage out to the side and still missing home as he has to tunnel through the trenches to get back to any sort of safe haven.
Yoshi-O doing well to catch this Morton off stage. The air dodge over to the side. I mean, this Morton is going to have a hell of a time off the stage against this Dark Samus. You would have to think in the charge shot, not going to do him any favors. You got up right into it. And Yoda Cage knows he needs to do better than that. Yeah,
laid out that trap, that bomb just for Yoshi-O to use the recovery of the get-up to survive the bomb, but you had the sniper's nest of Yoshi-O waiting in the wings with that charge shot and still utilizing charge shot to make Yoda Cage duck below. But still, all told, Yoshi-O has just took control of this stage with authority.
Yeah, I mean, this is absolutely Yoshi-O's battlefield, and Yoda Cage, I mean, look, this might be your region, but this is my house. The jab quite near the ledge, could say otherwise, but still not enough to kill Dark Samus. A little surprising in my estimation.
Yeah, but that back out will finally be the one to close it out. And now 117. Yoda Cage has to be so trepidatious. Maybe not, as he's just letting Yoshi-O fall on the platform, getting the strings that proved so pivotal in his winnings overall tonight. We'll see if they prove ever pivotal at least once more. Again, that shield option, I believe that Bowser Jr. has the fastest option. Wow. And speaking of fast, able to cover that distance and clinch a stock.
Oh my goodness, you might be able to float, but I got me some wheels, and that's going to be Morton again, establishing jab at the ledge just to force her off. Might as well. Dark Samus making her way back to the stage at 42%. Needing to take this stock approximately 10 seconds ago. The second best time is now, however.
The jab able
opportunity that could grow, but needs to be on Yoshi-O to make it so.
Yeah, that jab connecting was just something I was not expecting, and he did get a hefty little combo off of that. But at the end of the day, Yoda Cage fought back to get back to the stage, but enough damage was accrued in the end. Well fought for him to get back, but it was not in his driver's seat at all. No, but he does have stage control, looking to force out 105. Yoshi-O being scared right now. Wow, great dodge from that cart bomb.
I mean, you guessed right. If you're Yoshi-O and now you get to tack on a little bit more damage at 105%, somehow this Morton making it work despite all the disadvantages that you're seeing. And it makes you wonder, I mean, you understand why the Dark Samus pick needed to happen. He's well adjusted to Yoshi play. What are you going to bring to him that maybe he can't? Although I will say, as risky as it is, the reward that you get if you win is like, no, man, this is a Yoshi that's in another league. But, man, that Morton getting that Dark Samus out with expedience, and that is Yoda Cage coming from loser's side and taking the first game in this first set.
And right now, the big question is, because we saw in Codename Bairs, the finale, we saw Yoshi-O swap back and forth between his two characters, and that might have had to do some mental defense for Mercury, I believe it was, in Grand Finals there, that kept him guessing on how he was supposed to play each match, and that did lead to the Yoshi victory. Maybe we see that going up against Yoda Cage, but at the same time, I feel that those projectiles are such a huge just a huge wall for Yoda Cage to get around, so it's really up in the air. But, I mean, with Stu rocking out, I think, yeah, the Yoshi is the definitive pick for this round 2.
Actually bringing it back to the Glitz pit. Let's go. And you know what character you actually, you know what party member you received in Glitzville? The Yoshi.
Oh, wow.
So we are going to go to game number 2, and look at that, a Yoshi popping up. It's, I don't know if that was intentional, but...
I mean, it has to. It's orchestrated one way or the other. And,
well, whether by intent or by providence, such is the case. And Yoshi-O switching back to the dinosaur, and makes you wonder, I don't know, I feel like something could have worked with the Dark Samus. Something is not working with the Yoshi. That is a tough way to lose the first stock.
Yeah, side B misinput. I mean, you see it all too frequently. I mean, off of that, though, Yoshi-O was untouched against Yoda Cage. So, I mean, he has gone up against harder players, and he has been at bigger deficits, and he has turned it around in his favor. So, we'll see. I mean, maybe the offstage gameplay isn't what Yoshi-O needs to resort to. I mean, he does have the invincibility jump to keep him safe, but Yoda Cage is in the driver's seat right now. He's going to take all the opportunities to lock down stage control as he needs, and if Yoshi-O is just playing off stage, that's just playing right into the toolkit that Yoda Cage wants. But right now, when he has him off, it's a different story. Looking for a great challenge of that back air to silence that edge guard.
Yoda Cage being a little judicious with his buttons, but still surviving at 190%. Goes a little far above the ledge for comfort, but finally, as the first digit reaches 2, that is going to be where the first stock ends. And looking for the back air off of the Mecha Koopa explosion, not quite finding it, just a little below, but again, making these adjustments and just trying to feel it out. It's like fighting Pharaoh again.
Wow, great triple get off of ledge there. Again, another back air just closing that gap away from that lethal fair. And again, that ever faithful shield, the unpokable shield from Yoshi, is able to keep Yoshi-O in the game onto this second stop. And he just needs to accrue probably about 100. Look out for that cannonball, though. Able to air dodge back, but another cannonball in the hands of the clown card. Finally going to put Yoshi-O on final stock for this round 1.
Just a rough situation right now for Yoshi-O, who's just getting jabbed to oblivion, getting caught on these platforms. And certainly close to the ledge a little more often than he'd like. You know it comes with the territory against Morton, but does it really have to? I feel like if you're Yoshi, you have ways to avoid it that are just getting led onto a little too easily.
You certainly do, but it either keeps you far away if you're thinking about the egg throw, or you're being up close where Yoshi has to get his combo string started, and the damage that he outputs, oh my god! But, yeah, I mean, if you play that far away game, again, you were still at the deficit. Yoda Cage can just sit there and say, no, you're the one that has to interact. And because of that situation where Yoshi-O was the one to interact, he let slip one interaction go the way of Yoda Cage. He took full advantage of it, and we're seeing him go 2-0 now. Possible reset waiting in the wings.
So now Yoda Cage up 2-0, and Yoshi-O just searching for answers.
Oh, yeah.
It is important to remember that he does have the lead still, if you really think about it, because he has
because of the
set.
SD. Yeah,
he has the set lead.
Yeah,
I mean, he has to. If Yoda Cage is able to get this back, then more power to him. Then you have to win one more game if you're Yoda Cage in order to get to a draw.
Yeah,
right now.
That's true.
So it's important to remember the advantage that you have accrued and earned, frankly, during that 3-1 win in Winners Final over Yoda Cage. But Yoshi-O maybe feels like you got adjusted to a little hard, and it speaks to one of the other problems that we have seen with Yoshi-O over the past couple of months, closing out sets.
Yeah, that's I mean, that's why we waited so long for him to get that codename Bairs victory. And we'll see if it is the deciding factor. Momentum, huge swings, both in the all too real world of Philly baseball at the moment, and certainly tonight for sure. Right now, the momentum certainly percentages showing that Yoshi-O has control, but right now, Yoda Cage is the one that can put on the damage with this ledge guard opportunity. Now able to sneak around using that side dodge and the up B breakout. Not a whole lot utilized up the up B, but there were very reactionary moments where you had to be so wired to recognize when you could throw it out. So we'll see how he fights back. Charge shot! Wow, it did connect!
Goodness me. And now, Yoshi-O with a little bit of life here in this game number 3. Establishing the fair and making Morton's life hell off stage. That's the MO. That's what you need to be able to do to combat Bowser Jr. in the air. You have to get that. Got to get your licks in an advantage where you possibly can. And I mean, the switch back over to Dark Samus paying dividends thus far, though the first stock is going to come to a close via the up smash.
Yeah, we haven't seen a whole lot of Rocket, which you may think be something that Yoda Cage can or would have to play around rather in terms of on-stage gameplay. But I mean, Samus and Dark Samus's toolkit is built around how you interact around Charge Shot. That is the biggest tool in Samus and Dark Samus's toolkit. And you have to wonder how you play around with that, because you can run in off of a wide charge shot, or a fully charged one rather, and just use that for cover, which basically provided the safe haven in that situation for Yoshi-O to get back to stage and take control of stage also. But right now, off stage, Yoda Cage no stranger to locking down stage control with projectiles all his own. But just Yoshi-O waiting in the wings. I mean, just blatantly throwing out with that back air, saying, I'm going to hit you with it eventually, and it came to pass.
Oh. Hang on a second. Oh, my goodness. Yoda Cage bringing it back for this game 3, trying to get the reset, not wanting to wait around for it, and maybe planting a seed of doubt that could grow into a tree of woe in the mind of Yoshi-O. And hanging on relatively evenly, and now starting to garner an advantage. I mean, how is this Morton doing it against Dark Samus?
I really think it's just the situation that Yoshi-O was put in after that second stock claim on him. He knows that he has to take it to task against Bowser Jr., but you're playing right into Bowser Jr.'s territory. Just so many options. You can get a quick grab the way that Dark Samus has to pull back their tether grab option. Bowser Jr.'s is so much more quicker and is able to climb to the heavens off of a throw into up air string. Just so pivotal for Bowser Jr.'s to accrue their damage. Both sent out to right side. No benefit off of the back air from either of them. But in the end, again, Bowser Jr., Yoda Cage take control of stage. That jab will close that out. And reset round coming in.
Now it is a whole new ball game for Yoda Cage, earning a reset, and had to say it was looking awful good for the man a little bit, but Yoshi-O just not able to keep the advantage in his corner, and it makes you wonder. I mean, that felt like Yoda Cage winning that game more than it did Yoshi-O losing it, though.
Yeah, I mean, just the way that, again, he's been able to play around both Samus and Dark Samus, and the swap option to Yoshi, the way that Yoshi-O ping-pongs between the two characters. Just, again, shows how long Yoda Cage has been in the scene, how much knowledge he has accrued. And, I mean, players can play characters as different as much as they want to. They do have certain cruxes of their characters that play through their play styles. And just, Yoda Cage just has more knowledge just overall. As we see the reset round going back to small battlefield again with the Yoshi pick for Yoshi-O. Both will be able to get the basically the same advantage off of platform. And right now, Yoshi-O faring a little bit better off of them with the up air strings, proving the benefit for him.
Well-timed air dodge by Yoshi-O, and you got to be cautious of it. But then again, Yoda Cage, not exactly a slouch himself, knowing that you got to be able to read the movement options in the air, especially if you're going up against someone like Yoshi. You have a plethora of them, and that double jump gives you so much in terms of maneuverability. The armor on that is certainly going to come in handy, you would think, during the course of this second set as well. But back air coming out into the face of Morton, and still not able to accrue a whole lot of an advantage. Neither on the scoreboard nor on the stage, as Yoda Cage, it's a punch in the face contest in the air, and it's been this Morton getting it right more times than not.
Yeah, one thing I want to say how Yoda Cage is getting back to stage. We've all seen tonight at least how Yoshi-O just fiends for that fair off stage, and to his credit, he's been able to silence a great amount of top players with that move. But the way that Yoda Cage, when Bowser Jr. is not in the magnifying glass on screen, he dips low to maybe make Yoshi-O second guess. Oh, I might go down there with a fair, but at the same time, I'm putting that jump of Yoshi to its limits right now, to the final test that it can put out, because if he expends it hair to option, Yoda Cage has that quick reaction time in order to get a stifling hit, in order to send Yoshi-O out on a mistimed potential stock loss. So I want to highlight how Yoda Cage is getting back on the stage, but all told, they are even on stage right now. So we'll see who gets advantage, maybe platform seeking yet again, who will find it and who will get the advantage on percentages.
Hey, let's play a game. It's called Who Has the Best Buttons? And I think that is playing out in front of our very eyes right now. Both of these two in the middle range of percentages, 2 stocks each. Ooh.
Oh my god, just full weight, full send.
Yeah, why not? Just go for it. Put him up to 96%. You're asking for damage at this point.
Right. I mean, that's what you need against the Bowser Jr. Again, because Yoshi, you have to play so in your face against your opponent that Yoda Cage is just perfectly happy to let Yoshi-O do it, because he can find interactions to do the exact same thing.
I kind of wonder, Yoshi-O not exactly letting himself get into a rhythm either after going Samus, Yoshi, Samus, and now back to Yoshi. Losing those games and not giving yourself a moment to adjust as well. There is such a thing as maybe outsmarting yourself, you know? And I understand wanting to adjust and be versatile, but one, you're switching back and forth between 2 options, and 2, you're also having to rethink what you're even able to do in this situation.
I mean, yeah, more to that point, like, you know that Yoshi-O doesn't have the projectile game, so you see Samus, Dark Samus as a viable option. On the inverse of that, you see Samus and Dark Samus might not have the close-up burst options that Yoshi can put out, but at the same time, both those characters, they are, those dynamic playstyles are the crux of their playstyles, and Yoda Cage is just too adept at realizing that. He knows how to convert off of the from one to the other, while at the same time letting Mecha Koopa roam around. He can convert either far away to close up as much as he wants. He can basically morph into either a Yoshi or a Samus Dark Samus in terms of playstyle. So it's just ever more harder for him.
Yeah, this Mecha Koopa desperately needs a babysitter, and Yoshi-O not exactly playing the role all that well, not adjusting to it properly, but doing well to get the spacing right in a lot of these neutral interactions. And really, if it weren't for the projectiles, I feel like Yoshi-O would be just fine. But then again, this is a projectile character. You have to be able to account for it, and Yoda Cage has been able to just torment Yoshi-O for the most part. But Yoshi-O able to garner a stage advantage. Looking to gather it up with the egg. Not quite there yet.
Just a flurry of fairs coming in from Yoda Cage, and not going to cut out Yoshi-O. Looking for... Oh, wow. That was a very risky read option. Not working out for him. Put that book back, says Yoda Cage, but he's being sent out of the library right now as Yoshi-O, rather, took one out of the books from Yoda Cage, just threw out just a flurry of back airs to scare Yoda Cage, and scare with intent and reason as he finally chalks one up for himself. Yoshi-O finally on the board in the direst of situations in this reset round.
He needed something, an answered prayer perhaps, and that is going to be Yoshi-O going up 1-0, going to get the counter pick. Over to town, and I mean, why are you letting him do this? This is what Yoshi-O desperately had to avoid.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he doesn't know that this is one of the comfort picks for Yoda Cage, but I mean, even
after last set,
I know, yeah. I mean that was a different character though. I mean, you can see how you play against someone like Pharaoh, and you maybe say, "Oh, Pharaoh did this wrong. I'll be fine on this stage." So maybe just a little bit of hubris from Yoshi-O, but no, hubris be damned. He is here with reason right now. 118 to 17, all told after that interaction. Now 127. Yoshi-O said, "You may have picked this stage, but right now I am claiming the lease. This is my house right now."
You gotta get to the point where you're able to get these kills, however. And at 145, certainly within that range, you gotta think it might involve either reading an errant movement option or just some chancy sort of bounce up from fair. That's still, and that's the whole thing. Yoda Cage gets that so easily. That distance from platform to blast zone so short. You get to utilize it yourself with your back air. Did not stop you from falling victim to it of your own, and now that lead that you've accrued is gone.
Right, and the comfort pick being the reason because of these faraway dual platforms as they escape right now. The truest of comfort picks for Yoda Cage is Kalos, is because of that faraway platform setup where he can basically string opponents out to the left and right, while at the same time, if he needs to get back, he can fall right to them and throw out either a risky option or use cart drive off that platform to get back to mid-stage, but he cannot get back to mid-stage right now. Finally using cart to do so, but Yoshi-O made him work for it. And again, just taking control.
That explanation is why you see Kalos outlined in red. So
for sure.
It is just, we have seen too much, we have been through too much. But Yoshi-O now, kind of getting bopped around a little bit, but still staying in there. Although, once you get pushed off the ledge, it really is anyone's game, especially when you got a back air like Yoda Cage. It's like a heat-seeking missile. Finds all the cold-blooded creatures, but Morton cold-blooded himself. Yoda Cage right along with him.
Yeah, cold-blooded, but those boxing gloves are warmed up. He was punching the bag early on, and now he's just taking this same method right to Yoshi's face. But at the second time here, while Yoshi-O finally has stage control, able to convert second time, leads to second stock loss, final stocks all around, but advantage again with that bomb. Going the way of Yoda Cage, he has to find some way. Yoshi-O just throwing out so many random burst options from run-in, utilizing that nair so often, just making Yoda Cage second guess how quickly he can get an attack of his own before that nair comes out. And that's why it's leading. Wait, the Mecha Koopa going to provide safety yet again. And now with no platform set up, we'll see how the final D, nope, now they're skirting in. I was going to say the final D setup provides for both characters, but at the end of it all told, Yoda Cage, great escape for Yoshi-O and the conversion to Bair.
Wait a second. Yoshi-O, I mean, making this a lot more even than I would have thought, but the stray up tilt into the up air, and Yoda Cage in the pit of despair at the moment. Yoshi-O 1 game away from a Grand Finals victory, second in a row, and could very well be the inaugural Friday night regular Bairs champion.
Yeah, I mean, on Town and City, no less, the highest platform, or the highest blast zone, rather, for you to send your opponent to, and he achieved just that. 2-0 untouched in this reset round after we saw a clean 3-0 from Yoda Cage. Will he have the resiliency to take it all through like he did? Can we see a new Friday menace that we saw Mercury take 3 in a row? Can we see the man who took him down do just the same? Or will Yoda Cage again, palpable 3-2 swing? We've seen Yoda Cage in his very long years at this game, probably so many 3-2 swings under his belt.
Getting caught in the jab animation. I mean, ample time to run up and up tilt. That is, no, that might have been F tilt, excuse me. Nevertheless, we are seeing Yoshi-O. There we go, just getting these scoops, trying to finish it off with the fair, at least give himself a little bit of distance, doing well to put Yoda Cage in the disadvantageous state, but I mean, not a whole lot to confirm it. Maybe we're saving that. We're saving that for later. Break out the good stuff towards the middle of the party, you know.
For sure.
We got some cheaper stuff going on right now, but you know we got the Dom P and the crew kind of on the top shelf.
The Amuse Bouche.
Yeah, you already know. Oh, hang on. We got Dino. Oh, okay, maybe a little Dino Caviar. Who'd know?
Yeah, tantalizing those taste buds right now. Yoshi-O being a little too fearful. Again.
Yes, I know caviar is fishy. So we're going. I'm just going to nip that in the bud right now. Okay. Either way, what I will say, that is 3 stocks to 2, and the one useful instance of side B that you're going to see in this set, at least for Yoshi, Yoda Cage getting quite a bit out of it, but not to the effect of an actual set lead.
Yeah, and again, the way that Yoshi-O is challenging Bowser Jr. on those platforms, you think, in Yoda Cage's mind, he thinks that Bowser Jr. is safe on that left and right platform. As he finally cinches that stock, he thinks that Yoshi-O is not going to challenge because he has to expend that either jump or double jump into a nair, which could be very precarious for the Yoshi. But again, that's something that Yoda Cage is not expecting. Then Yoshi-O is going to use it to its fullest. He is just such an emboldened character with those unexpected options, which is why he's taken Yoda Cage to task right now in this reset round. But in the on-screen, on the opposite side of things, right now just utilizing that hop out of the cart, the way that we've been talking about the cart that can close gaps so often. It can also be an unseen redirect option, as it were. For Yoda Cage to sort of keep Yoshi-O guessing.
And Yoshi-O not getting baited into trying to establish the neutral ground advantage with the up B. I mean, you'd be tempted to reach just a little bit, but Yoshi-O not going with the eggs, just saying get Eggs Benedict on, and that's going to be last stock situation. Yoshi-O is 1 away from taking this whole thing. Yoda Cage might have something to say about it.
We'll see if those eggs...
This is local student again, bro.
It is, yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
It's been too
long
long
for me. I don't know what you expected.
No, I was on the wrong side of the desk. I forgot what we do here on Fridays.
Yeah,
but,
buddy.
These guys definitely aware, even with the name change to regular Bears, who takes it on Fridays right now. Yoshi-O, the winner from the last Friday state codename Bairs. Yoda Cage, probably with the most accrued on every Friday from the old lab to the new one. We'll see who takes this most recent chapter in the Friday Bairs book. Right now, just so many flurry options in neutral. Yoshi-O now taking control, no platform to escape to.
Yoshi-O is hungry for more, getting Yoda Cage up to triple digits in the egg lay. What's the option out of there? Looking maybe to give him the rope-a-dope, put the down B. That is not going to be the case. Yoda Cage needs to take a game on Town and City. This is his hometown.
Why did he challenge Mecha Koopa with Nair? It was still going to explode.
Oh no! That's Yoshi-O! Yatta! Give it to him! That is 2 in a row for Yoshi-O, taking this edition of regular Bairs.
I mean, he had, like, the the amount of times that we say like 4-head play, he had like 7-head play there. Like the foresight to have, you know, Mecha Koopa, me guessing why he was having Mecha Koopa to challenge Mecha Koopa off that side. He learned the bounce off of the Mecha Koopa, sending him right into the zone that Bowser Jr. was housed in. Like, who does that?
That was just nutty.
And then Yoda Cage just like, for how many years he's had Mecha Koopa in his ring, was like, oh, okay, why'd you do that? Why'd you send him my way?
You should have known better. Yes. You really should have. But then again, if we're talking about this this tournament at large, certainly what it means for Yoshi-O, getting a little bit more consistency and getting the confidence to be able to close out these sets, ultimately going to make him a better player, certainly more of an asset to Philadelphia as these months go on.
Right.
But also at the same time, you just took 2 straight games off of Morton in Town and City.
Yeah.
That is nutty. Not a lot of people can do that.
Yeah, like one of the tried and true, always in the PR players in his comfort pick stage. And he was, you know,
this guy. This guy right here.
This
guy back here. This guy back here. Absolutely nutty, wonderful stuff from Yoshi-O.
Great job, yeah.
You got something to say to the people?
I'll give you the full helmet. There you go.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm so nervous. Yeah, before he resets me, he won 3-0 against me.
That's right.
So I was so nervous, but yeah. My Yoshi is good. Thank you so much.
We saw that. Well done, Yoshi-O. That was an absolutely excellent job. And really, that's one of the other things that really should be spoken about more. Yoda Cage won that first set 3-0.
No, yeah. I mean, he was just able, again, like I alluded to before, so many years of knowledge was able to keep him up to task on that flip-flop nature of Yoshi back and forth with Samus and Dark Samus, the way that Mercury couldn't do on